since the reveal of Zoom, Flash fans across the internet have been asking, who is the man in the iron mask?
I want to know who you are.
So today I'm going to take a more in-depth look at who this mysterious prisoner could be and where his jailer Zoom comes from. Now, producer Andrew Kreisberg was quoted as saying, "The mystery of the man in the iron mask will play out over the rest of the season, with some clues being laid in along the way. The man in the iron mask is a figure from both history and literature. It was the name given to a prisoner in France who was arrested and held in the custody of the same jailer for 34 years from 1669 to 1703. Now, the identity of the man was never known for sure, as the prisoner wore an iron mask. This mystery was explored in popular literature by Alexander Dumas, who wrote the Three Musketeers saga. He had a prisoner who was referred to as the man in the iron mask, who was imprisoned by order of the King of France, Louis XIV. In the final book, the identity of the prisoner was eventually revealed to be the identical twin of Louis XIV, the king who imprisoned him. He didn't want to share power, and he also didn't have the heart to kill his brother and twin. So by the writers calling this prisoner in Zoom's lair the man in the iron mask, are they giving us a clue as to the prisoner's identity? That the prisoner is in some way or other identical to the person who imprisoned him, aka Zoom, and that perhaps like the story of the man in the iron mask, Zoom cannot or does not want to kill the man, but the man remains a threat to his power in some or other way. Now, it's hard to tell from the brief shots we've had of the man in the iron mask, but he certainly seems to be of the same race, build, and hair color as Zoom. Now, let's assume the man in the iron mask is identical to Zoom. So first, before we start, let's identify all the Jay Garrick / Hunter Zolomons we know of on the show so far, because this can get a bit complicated. Right now it feels like, here a Jay, there a Jay, everywhere a JJ. So firstly, we were introduced to Jay Garrick from Earth-2. He introduced us to his doppelganger of Earth-1, Hunter Zolomon. Remember, they are the same person, the only difference on Earth-1 being that his mother died during childbirth and he was adopted by the Zolomon family and was given the name Hunter. Now, a quick Easter egg here, which was pointed out by Daniel Stone in the comments, that Earth-1 Hunter Zolomon on the bench is reading the novel Siddhartha, a word which I'm probably butchering, but when translated into English means he who has found meaning of existence. Food for thought when we're considering everything. And then we have Zoom and the man in the iron mask. Now, a theory quite popular in the comments is that Earth-1 Hunter Zolomon is either Zoom or the man in the iron mask. Now, firstly, is he Zoom? I mean, after all, his name is Hunter Zolomon, and that is Zoom's name in the comics, right? I remember Jay Garrick from Earth-2 did have this man under surveillance for a while, and he determined that he was not a speedster. Now, the producers did say that Jay Garrick only gave a version of the truth to Team Flash, and some have interpreted this to mean that he somehow infiltrated Team Flash on behalf of Zoom. Now, I don't think his deception is that villainous. I think his deception was rather that he left out that he knew Zoom was an evil version of himself. I also think the writers were just using the revelation that Jay's doppelganger was named Hunter Zolomon on Earth-1 to inform us that in the multiverse, Jay Garrick and Hunter Zolomon are the same person. So in other words, I don't think Zoom is Hunter Zolomon from Earth-1. So is it possible that Hunter Zolomon from Earth-1 is the man in the iron mask? After all, we haven't seen him on Earth-1 since seeing the man in the iron mask. But what reason would Zoom have for imprisoning him? From what we know, he is not a speedster and not a threat to Zoom or his power. Another popular theory is that Zoom is Jay Garrick's evil double, and was essentially created by Jay Garrick due to him taking too much of Harrison Wells' Velocity 6 formula, leading to him being split into two separate entities, Jay being all the good and Zoom being all the bad of the personality. Similar to an episode of Buffy where Xander splits into two, the one all confident and the other a loser. However, with this theory, there is little evidence to suggest that Velocity 6 had this side effect. The only side effect we do know of is that it was breaking Jay's cells down. So if Zoom is the evil half of Jay Garrick from Earth-2, which Jay is the man in the iron mask? And why is he being held prisoner and not just killed? I keep asking myself, how do all these theories reconcile with what we know about Zoom's motivation? Remember, Zoom wants to be the only speedster in the multiverse. Now, I think the problem with these theories is that they limit themselves to scenarios on Earth 1 and 2. The theme of this season of The Flash is all about the multiverse. Flash is probably already going beyond Earth 1 and 2 on the Supergirl crossover episode that's airing on the 28th of March. There has never been a mention of Supergirl on Earth 1, and she's not from Earth 2 because they don't have all those vertical flat screen monitors, leading us to believe that Barry and Team Flash will have figured out how to travel to another Earth by then. I think that Zoom is Hunter Zolomon from Earth-3, or at least from an Earth beyond just Earth 1 or 2. He has figured out how to travel between Earths and wants to be the only speedster in the multiverse. The only reason he showed up on Earth 2 was to kill Jay Garrick's Flash. Remember how Star Labs had to invent complicated equipment to allow Barry to travel through the breach? How could Zoom just do it if he hadn't done it before? He also cannot kill the man in the iron mask because I believe he is a special version of Jay Garrick. He's the original Jay Garrick from the original Earth in the multiverse, which in the comics is referred to as Earth-Prime. If he kills Jay Garrick Prime, he may also cease to exist. But check out these videos which explain this theory and the concept of the multiverse and Earth-Prime a little bit better than I have now. So there you have it! Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and then share it, because remember, as always, sharing is caring. I post lots of videos every week on comic book movies, TV, including Star Wars and other blockbusters, so why not subscribe? Thanks again, cheers for now.